I recently went on a journey to find the absolute best note-taking tool available. I checked out Supernote, I checked out the Remarkable, and a couple other options. And I actually ended up landing on the Amazon Scribe Colorsoft. And I'm going to get into all of the reasons why I love my Amazon Scribe Colorsoft and why I probably chose it over other note-taking tools. Now, Kindle and I have had a rocky journey. First, when the Kindle first came out, I was a little hesitant to purchase one. And the reason was I have my phone, I have my tablet, and I have all of these other ways to get to exactly those book materials. And so why would I need a whole nother device that is just for books, especially when I don't read that much? It's not that I don't like to read. It's that every time I start a book, I end up doing nothing until I finish that book. And I just don't have time in my life right now to do nothing but read a book. So I put aside the whole Kindle thing. I went on a cruise with my friends and they all had Kindles and we went to the beach and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, those are so convenient. You can just throw it in your beach bag. It's got the e-ink display, so it's really easy to read out in the full sunlight. And it was a really good option. I was like, ugh. So as soon as I got home from that cruise, I literally got on Amazon and bought myself a Kindle. And so I have loved that Kindle. So I love the size of it. It's so super convenient. It's just easy to use. And I absolutely loved my Kindle. So when I went looking for a note-taking tool, I thought I don't really like that large size. So here is the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft. And you can see it is a lot bigger than my regular Kindle, which is this size. But it's around the same size as an iPad. So you can kind of see it's actually a little bit thinner than the standard iPad. And you can see this is full of glossy blue light and distraction. So we'll get into exactly why I'm going to choose the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft over a tablet any day. So the other thing my Kindle Scribe Colorsoft has replaced is all of these Rocketbooks that I actually loved so much. But I had a different Rocketbook for basically every aspect of my life. And you can see I had a Rocketbook for my family tech stuff. I had a Rocketbook for my personal life. I had a Rocketbook for my job. So I had all of these different Rocketbooks and I'm like, I really need a digital way to get everything organized. And not to say like, if you're on a budget, definitely still Rocketbook, check out my Rocketbook video. Let's get into exactly what this Kindle Scribe Colorsoft can do and why it's going to be your new best friend despite its hefty price tag. So the first obvious thing is this e-ink display. The e-ink, it's a color e-ink display. So there is a Kindle Scribe that is black and white. I opted for the color because of a few different reasons. Previous color e-ink displays were laggy and would have some other issues with display and things like that. But Amazon switched all that up. They're using a oxide display. And so it has this rich color, but again, it's still this kind of muted because it is e-ink. And then obviously the iPad, it's going to have that blue light. And to be frank, I stare at blue light all day, whether it is my computer, my phone, a tablet. I am constantly bombarded with blue light. And my eyes, they're just not what they used to be. So I really need something to help get my eyes out of that blue light and into something else, even when I do need to still take notes or organize something. And so that is really going to be helpful for me to not have to be on my phone or on a tablet where I'm going to get distractions. I'm going to get emails. I'm going to get messages. And so the Kindle is going to kind of clear all that away. So as I mentioned, the Colorsoft is quite a bit more expensive than the standard Kindle Scribe. Now, you can see on my Kindle Scribe Colorsoft here, when you're looking at all the different books and things, it's just a really dynamic display. And then especially if you come in here, let's go ahead. This is the People magazine. And you can see how it just looks vibrant and dynamic, and just like you're reading a magazine. And it's going to allow you to read things like magazines, kids' storybooks, even comic books or mangas. So if you're into anything that has some color to it, then the Colorsoft is going to be the way to go. Now, they do have just a Kindle Colorsoft. If that's all, if you're just using it for reading, you can go with that option, which is going to be a little cheaper than the actual Scribe. But I will show you exactly why I like the Colorsoft for my note taking. So let's get into this note-taking experience. First, we're going to have this quick notes section where I'm going to be able to tap in here and then just take some quick notes. And you can see how super responsive this is. And then I can tap in here and I can change my color. I can change it to, let's go with pink. And then you can also change your pen type. So you can have a marker, or you can have just a regular pen or a fountain pen. The fountain pen is actually my favorite. So this is just going to be your standard quick notes if I just need to jot something down really quick. And what else you're going to have here is this jump back in. And this is going to have your most recently opened files and books. And what's really great about that is it's really easy for me to kind of jump back and forth between different files or hop right back into things I am interested in. So what I really was looking for was a way to plan out my content for Family Tech. So if I come in here to my content calendar, you can see the reason I wanted it color is because I have different colors for different types of content. I have different colors for what statuses they're in and everything. And so it's going to be much more helpful for me to have all this color coded. And I could only do that with the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft as opposed to the Remarkable or the Supernote, which is only in black and white. And so that was one of the most important features for me. So aside from the way that I can color code notes, I can also organize my life into my different areas. Like I said, I have all of these different Rocket books to keep my life organized. So on the Kindle, I have this workspace, and you can see the different folders I have here. So I've got my personal life, I have my job, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have another YouTube channel about my love for Owala water bottles. So I have my Owala content and I have my Family Tech content. So if I come in here, then I can see all of the different notes I'm taking for different videos that I want to create. And then when I go to create a video, I can just pull up my notes right here, and then I am off to the races. So it allows me to really organize what I've got going on. The really cool thing about using a note-taking tool is the search function. So if I have a whole bunch of notes written in my Rocketbook, yes, I'd have to scan them and put them in my phone in order to search on them. But in here, there's no second step. I don't have to scan it into my phone. I can come in here and I can just search for scam. And I know I have a few notebooks about scams. So we've got Avoiding Scams notebook. So I can search, and then the text in these notebooks. So you can see 2 matches here in this 2026, and then in my Wreck-It Ralph stuff, 1 match. And so you can see exactly, and it's going to highlight scam. And that is really useful. So if I'm like, oh, I remember I was taking some notes about this one thing, and I can do a search and it would look through all of my notes in order to pull those up. So, and as you can tell, since I am a huge Rocketbook fan, I do love writing things down. It helps me understand what's going on. I've always been a planner girl, and so I've been trying to move a lot of my planning stuff to my phones or my computer or things like that, but it's not the same feel as when I've got something in my brain and I just need to write it all out, then I'm gonna want the pen and paper. So in order to create a new file, you just come in here. I can create a notebook, or I can create a whole folder, and then I can choose from these different templates. And they have a lot of templates here available. Some of my favorites is the monthly planner to allow me to do that content calendar that I showed you. But there's the dotted, there's grid, there's even some to-do list ones. So there's a lot of options here that you can choose from on the template. So now here is one of the downsides to the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft. I want to upload my own templates to this area. So what you can do is you can upload a PDF, and I can show you that PDF here. We're going to cancel out of this. And so this is a planner that I purchased just on Etsy, and I can come in here, and this is hot linked and everything. So you can see that it's basically just a PDF that you mark up. And I want to be able to create a new file just like I showed. I want to click that plus button and create a new notebook, and I want to upload to here so I can reuse the same template over and over again instead of just trying to mark up a single PDF and then trying to copy that PDF and things like that. So that is one thing I wish that the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft would let me do, is to upload my own templates to that template area. The other con, I would say, of the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft is I would love for it to be a little smaller. So when I am reading a book on it or something, it is a little large. I like maybe in between these two sizes. So not as big as this, but not as small as this. So if Amazon, if you could get on that, that would be great. But for now, this is fine. It still fits in my purse. The other thing is this pen just magnetizes, and it's a really strong magnet. Now the original Kindle Scribe, the magnet on it is not nearly as strong. And so like I could even just like hold the Kindle by this pen. I don't recommend it, but it is that strong. The other fun thing about the pen is, so let's say I'm writing and then I can just switch it around and then I can erase what I am working on. So I can clear out the whole page if I wanted to, but if I just need to erase an individual thing, I can just flip it over and erase it right there. I don't have to switch my tool. I can switch my tool to the eraser and put in a big eraser, and then that's gonna do that. But if I can just flip it and erase it. So I love that about it. And then the other fun thing is this little button here. And so let's say I can write here, and then if I want to highlight something, I just push the button and I can highlight it just like that. So we write and then we push the button and we highlight. The highlighting feature is another one that really you need the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft in order to get that really nice highlight effect. So there are some cases that you can buy for this, and the ones straight from Amazon are actually really expensive. So I opted for just a kind of a third-party case that is just super magnetic. So you just stick that on here, and then you can put the pen right here, and then that's all. And it's really thin, and it's got the cover for the pen, which I really liked, and just really convenient. Again, like I said, it still fits in my purse, and it is a nice way to protect the device when you've got to travel or do anything like that. So not only can I read my books on this Kindle, which I absolutely can. I can read magazines. I can read any books. I've got Kindle Unlimited, so I can read any of those books for free. And when I'm traveling, I really do, like I said, at the beginning, I said I don't read that much, but I do travel a lot, and I usually read while I'm traveling. So that's when the Kindle really comes in handy, is when I am on the road. But where it really shines, like I said, is these note-taking abilities. Now, again, it is e-ink, and so I can adjust the display too. So the brightness can be turned all the way down or up when I am in a dark room. You know, when you're in a dark room and this lights up, it's can be a little jarring. And so with this, it's not nearly as harsh on the eyes. And then you can change the warmth on this as well. So let's say the brightness is here. We can make this really warm, or we can make it cool, just depending on your preferences. And then again, because it's Kindle, you can change the font size and everything like that. So the other really cool thing about the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft is that I can connect my Microsoft account or my Google account, and move files or books or anything like that back and forth between my Google Drive or my OneDrive and the Kindle. So let's say I've got a document that I'm working on for work. I can connect my Google Drive to this, grab the document, mark it up, bring it back, send it back over to Google Drive with all of my markups on it. And so it's really helpful for studying. If you're a lawyer and you've got a lot of files to mark up or anything like that, it really allows you to kind of move those notes back and forth to where you're going to need to access those notes. Since it is e-ink, the battery life on this is pretty phenomenal. I can take it on a trip for work, be gone almost the entire week, read a lot, take a lot of notes, and still not need to charge it. So I love that it's going to last forever on a single charge, and that makes it really helpful for when I am out and about and traveling for work. So let's talk about the hefty price tag on the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft. It is over $600. So it is going to be a significant purchase. But if you're the kind of person like me who likes to read, needs to take notes, wants to get it all organized, it is going to be worth every single penny. So that is my little love note to the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft. Definitely check it out if you're in the market for something like the Supernote or the Remarkable. Give the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft a chance, because with the color display, it blows the other competition out of the water, according to me. So this video is not sponsored in any way. I just love the device, and I use it constantly in my work, in my personal life, in my influencer life. I could almost not live without this device now. So, back when I first got a TiVo, after we got the TiVo, we're like, oh my gosh, how did we ever survive before TiVo? I'm kind of feeling the same way about this notebook. So if this sounds like something that is up your alley, definitely give it a shot. And then until next time, this is Family Tech powering down.